Yo, what's up? What's up, Gumbo fam?
Going on.
Lou, what's
You're
happening, man? Good to see you.
that much.
Yeah, so tonight we're doing things a bit different. We are minus Coop and Amani. So we're just gonna jump right into these community discussions and just kind of kick back, man. I've got my Waffle House beside me and my beer as usual, the All Star platter. Yeah, what y'all up to? How's the day been going?
You know, slow Saturday. Good slow Saturday. Haven't had one of those in a while. Still
Yeah,
living that Jersey life.
yeah. It's always nice. Always nice. What about you, P. Rich?
It's a little cold here. Got some rain.
Cold
Yeah.
in
Well,
Phoenix.
it's Phoenix, Well, I mean, it was been 76 all week, and then, it started dropping, and then now we're getting a little rain. So went to the farmer's market earlier today, got some coffee, and yeah, just kind of been sitting around, cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, and just chilling.
I hear that. Yeah, today has been pretty slow for me too. I hit the gym, um, did a little bit of reading. I finished season one of Attack on Titan finally. Like that last episode was like, what is this?
I'm rewatching it right now, so I think I'm on episode maybe 6. Aaron just came back as the Titan. Like
Yeah.
he beating up Titans and stuff now. So
I can't
I
wait till you
definitely
get to the point where you were like mixing up random details and you
that's
said
what I
you
mean.
have background.
I didn't realize how, like, I thought like the where he gets his leg bitten off. I thought that was like at the end of season 1. I thought that was like so far in, but it's like at the beginning. I was like, I totally was not paying attention.
Yeah, I was like, I hear what you're saying, but that's not what was happening.
I know. So I'm glad I'm doing this rewatch right now. I'm definitely paying attention now where I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I do not remember these events happening in this order at all.
Yeah, I was like, he was definitely watching this in the background. There is no way.
Would
He was
y'all have been
giving us.
cool with Aaron like just dying off that early in the
Yes,
season?
I don't like Aaron Yeager.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I
Yeah.
forgot how annoying he was. I was sitting here like, dog, like, shut
He is,
up.
he is pretty annoying. Yeah, he's got his moments, but I thought the show when he was eating, I was like, wow, this is different. Main
Yeah.
character just went out Game of Thrones style,
Yeah.
and then you got the young boy. What's his name?
Mhm.
Armin.
Armin over there, like, sitting
Armin.
there struggling. He's just like,
Him and the girl. What's her name?
yeah,
Marita.
Mikasa?
Mikasa. That's right. Yeah,
Mikasa.
that's it. I like Mikasa.
Mikasa, the truth. Armin grows the most throughout the series.
Okay.
My God.
I didn't understand. Like, it seems so out of character for Aaron too, where he kills those kidnappers, Mikasa at the when he's it just seems like so left field for me on that flashback where
No, that's pretty Aaron Yeager.
but at the beginning he's like when he's standing up to bullies and everything, he just goes up and kicks the guy where when they're at the first episode, and it's just like
I think
to see
Aaron
that
is cruel, and it just so happened that his cruelness equated to righteousness when it was his friend.
yeah.
No,
I don't, man. It just seems so. I mean, when he did that, I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know.
I
It's
don't
just
think I've
As
seen
you
the
watch it,
cruelty.
you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this dude's just a prick."
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I don't want to say too much about season one because P. Rich is still early on, but
Well, I mean, like I said, I've seen wherever they
you
go into the
remember.
forest.
You remember.
Yeah, when they start going into the forest, that's kind of where I stopped. When they ride outside the city and they're looking for that other Titan chick and
Oh, you
everything
remember
like
him
that.
fighting the female Titan.
Yeah, female Titan and everything. Yeah, and he gets beat up and everything, and then they try to take him out and all this other jazz. And
So he has
so
a
I
hard
remember.
time turning into a Titan to fight her because he remembers her and he had this, I guess you could call it some type of friendship with her. He found it like hard to go up against her, and he had to dig deep and find that I guess what Lou said, that cruelty inside of him,
Yeah.
bring it out.
Now I'm still kind of, it might come back, but is his dad still alive? Because I mean, like his dad went on some trip
I have no idea.
on the
If
first
you say
episode.
no, he gone.
Yeah, Grisha Yeager is dead.
Where did he die at? Because he just left to go. He left before the Titan attack.
We'll see it in future episodes.
Will we see that in
We'll
future
see it
episodes?
future episodes, but he left before. Yeah, he died before the fall, and it's not a spoiler. Like you're supposed to know he's dead. So
That's interesting because he did leave. He just left, and then I thought, like, and then like it seemed like a few hours might have passed or whatever. He might have, but I don't know. That's why I was confused. I thought it was going to be a bigger mystery because he was like, "I'm going to show you what's in the cellar," and then takes off. And I thought it was going to be
this.
this.
A mystery. The basement is like, it's not a MacGuffin.
Okay.
So at some point in the series, they are going to go on an expedition to get what's in the basement, and what's in the basement is actually worth the trip.
So I mean, have you seen what's in the basement? Have you gotten there, or is that the season finale type of stuff? Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, series finale here.
Well, not of season 1.
I know. Well, this is the last season. So I mean, we obviously me and Julian, we got like
they've seen what's in the basement.
Okay.
In season 2 or season 3?
What season is the current season?
4?
Yeah, season 3. They get to the basement.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so they take back
the seasons mixed up because I don't think they picked great stopping points.
Yeah,
season 3 ended at a good point, but season 1 and season 2, I'm like, if I was doing this, I wouldn't have ended there.
Definitely. Like the end of the season 1, I was like, what? This is what?
You know what? And also, you know what? This when they graduate, what also confuses me is when the Titan reappears and he kicks a wall. Like they're looking out over the wall. There's not a single Titan in sight in that field.
You gotta watch. You just gotta watch. You're supposed to be asking these questions.
And then there's like all of a sudden he kicks the wall, and then all these Titans start flying. I'm like, they were in the field a minute ago.
Yeah, you gotta watch. It'll make sense.
It starts to make sense. Okay,
you're asking questions that the characters don't have the answer to. Like I said, the thing I like about Attack on Titan is it removes dramatic irony, and so you don't know anything the characters don't know.
Okay, so you're in for the journey just as the characters are.
Right. That's what makes the basement worth it, right? You don't get a preview over here and you're like, oh, I know what's in there.
Yeah.
Once you see what's in the basement, the characters see what's in the basement, and y'all shock together.
They gonna have some Titan, some type
anatomy.
Of Red Bull in the basement.
Yeah, Titan Red. No wonder he, And was that? I don't know. There was a moment when the first Titan, when he first turned into the Titan, and Mikasa was about to she was in between that one Titan and some weird fruit thing fell on the ground. I don't know what it was. Like she cut the hands of the Titan. Like the Titan was going to come and grab her, and she cut the hands, and then some looked like a cell or something from it that looked like, I don't know. What? And she was looking at it. It was in that. Eat this yogurt.
No idea. Oh man, what flavor is that yogurt? Shout out the sponsor for that.
Yeah.
So this is blended almond butter yogurt. So it's like almond butter, milk, some protein powder, some fresh toasted almonds, and some coconut.
What? That's homemade?
Yeah.
Man.
Yo, first ever live. You seen it here on the Cookout. Homemade yogurt. I can dig it.
You better keep that secret, man. You might have to delete this, take this off live, man. Somebody's over there writing this stuff down. They better start making their own yogurt out there.
I mean, you gotta do what you need to do to stay. Because I don't like most yogurts, but I be doing ice creams and milks, and I don't love shakes, so I be doing ice creams and milks to make sure I get this calorie count. I have a freakish metabolism, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so I'm slowly trying to hit 178-ish. The most I weighed pre my surgery was like 168. Then I got surgery. I dropped to 161. It was taking me forever to just gain the weight back. So I was like, I gotta make a concerted effort
Oh,
to make
man.
this happen. So
See,
when I'm trying to gain, I gotta eat between like 2,800 and 3,000 calories a day. And
Jeez.
yeah, I went to see a dietitian, and like 2,400 on me is just going to go like I didn't eat that much.
good gracious.
And 2,800 is a lot of food, so I had to start finding ways.
See, that peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
There's
egg
almond butter in this. Nut butters. Give me protein, give me calories.
Oh man. So what's up with Final Four? The Fantastic Four. I always mess these names up.
I don't know. I know they're supposed to be casting like Jim from The Office. I don't need another
Jim
Fantastic
from
Four.
The Office?
That's what I've heard rumor mills on.
What? I mean, he was good in The Quiet Place, but
Yeah, and
I think it's the fan art casting, man. When these guys do these fan art, then I mean that's how our girl got the Ahsoka job. Somebody did the little fan Photoshop of her as Ahsoka, and then people saw it and was like, let's give her a shot, you know.
let me see if I can find a piece of fan art with him in it.
And then they were his wife too. What's his wife?
yeah,
She's in A Quiet Place too.
of. Yeah.
Yeah, they got fan art of her being like Sue Storm too.
There is like one. The Emily Blunt is her name. There
Oh,
you
Emily
go.
Blunt. Yeah,
She's a good actor.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's a level of clout to be able to shoot shots on Twitter that I appreciate, where you can just be big enough where you're like, at this other celebrity, we should do a thing, and people are like, oh yeah.
Yeah. They do that all the time. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
What you call him? Jasmine Sullivan just did it. Like the day after her album dropped, she was like, yo, you know what would be really dope if Issa Rae can do the mini film of this album. And then Issa Rae at her back, yo, let's make this happen. Slide in my DMs. I just followed you. And I was like, what? It's like that.
Oh man. That's hilarious. So y'all think Michael B. Jordan should stay on as Torch?
Killmonger. He's Killmonger.
Yeah.
But I will say, people want the freaking Snyder cut of Justice League. I want it's never going to happen because I'm the only one who says this. I want the Trank cut of that Fantastic Four movie.
I was buying that too.
That movie went through major revisions to pull it closer to the comic, but like to pull it closer to modern day comics. Like Fantastic Four started as a horror comic, and they started in a way where they were leaning heavy into that horror, and then Fox was like, "Ha ha ha! Nah, go ahead and change that." Like,
there's a lot of movies like that.
Doom's name wasn't even Victor Von Doom in the original cut. It was like Victor Domachev, and he was like, yeah, I don't buy Liberia in the year 2012, so we just went this way. And they were like, absolutely not. Go ahead and shoehorn this in there. Which is why like the movie hits a wall, because I was very much with it until they get captured and then it went left.
And this was the latest one with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I just heard the reviews.
I watched it once. Yeah.
I was with it for like the first hour, then that last half hour, I was like, we made a hard left, guys.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense because they tried to they had already shot the movie and they tried to recut it to make it fit this new story, and it doesn't really match what happened.
Oh man.
That's what happens when these studios they hire these directors to do things, and it's just like if you trust them enough to give them the job, just let them do the job. You know what I mean? You know, and then it's because I feel like 50-50, you're gonna get something that's like okayish. You know, it's kind of like how Han Solo, they went in and did that same thing with Han Solo, and they were just, you know, they kind of reenact. And Han Solo to me was kind of meh. You know, I didn't really enjoy it all that much, but it was all that drama behind the scenes where it was just like
Star Wars watching order with the films. I'd be like, Solo's extra credit. You can watch it, you cannot.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need it. You know,
I still only watched the first 15 minutes of that movie.
Yeah, it's nothing. You know, you're not missing much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good for unknown actors and actresses to come on board.
Yeah,
I'm always down for that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I think now it's. I mean, especially if Marvel's doing it, you know, part of the MCU. I think people are more willing to take a chance because you know you hear.
Yeah, about them doing the MCU. I just in general feel like the Marvel universe has outgrown the Fantastic Four, even in comics. Like
I can see that
when the Fantastic Four happened, they were the world's first super family.
Yeah.
Now you got 2 to 3 generations of superheroes sometimes all over the place, and they seem a bit less fantastic.
Yeah, they're just gonna be the 4.
I appreciated the horror angle that they took in the last one. I was like, oh, I could do this because them as superheroes. I'm like, I mean, Spider-Man here, Iron Man here, the Hulk is here. I guess in the MCU, Iron Man ain't here anymore. R.I.P. But
well, that's the thing. I'm wondering if this new Fantastic Four is going to be part of the large scale of the multiverse type stuff, where in their universe there are all these superheroes, and you know, but they've been around for much longer, and we're going to see kind of this merging of the after. I don't know. You know, with the after Doctor Strange, are we just going to see like this kind of event where they merge all the realities together? So we have mutants, and you know, we have Fantastic Four, we have the X-Men running around, Magneto. You know,
it's definitely going to be merged into the MCU. They've confirmed that. So it's going to be some multiversal.
Yeah. Because I would love. I mean, we got Deadpool. We have a Deadpool movie, so who knows? Like, you know, that's going to come over. It has to. So
they've confirmed Deadpool 3 is going to come over. They haven't said how they're going to do it.
Yeah, and I can't wait because that's going to be so on the nose. Like that whole script is just going to be full of like, oh, now you know we have the money. You know, Fox, he's going to be just throwing all kind of stuff. You know, just like how he's been doing jabs at everybody. So
they're keeping that R-rated, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah, Fantastic Four. I mean, that's a good point. Like, we've seen all these other superheroes. Like, it doesn't seem like the Fantastic Four has anything special to offer.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just like, man, one stretches, the other one's invisible.
Yeah, the one's a rock. I mean, you know, unless they do that like a movie just like, you know, Civil War, where they bring in all these other superheroes as supporting cast members, and you know they make this kind of a grand scale type of thing. I just don't see how Fantastic Four is going to have any relevance to the MCU right now. It's just like, because like you said, one's stretching, one's invisible. It's just like their powers are just like subpar. I mean, unless you go with that aspect, like Lou said, you give me a horror aspect, or or you lean heavy into him, like Reed being like the scientist. He's leaning into that more.
That would be interesting. Lean heavy into science and just see them.
Do what they do, because they are scientists. All of them were scientists, so we're astronauts or whatever.
Richards proper were scientists. So Sue Storm, Reed Richards, Johnny Storm was a pro athlete. Ben Grimm was just like, I've been his best friend since I was a kid, so he taking me along for this ride.
Yeah. So I mean, let's do it. I mean, I said, we saw.
Two of them are scientists. They're doing their science thing, and then we get the celeb life of Torch and his boy.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, man? Who knows? So what's up with DC? I know we've been talking a bunch about sharing some characters we would want to see on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
Who y'all got?
I'm surprised they haven't announced this, and I mean, like Icon. I mean, like I talked to you, Julian, about this, but yeah.
DC's a distributor of Milestone. They don't, in fact, own Milestone. Milestone Entertainment is a publicly or no is a separately owned company. Eventually, this video, there we go. So DC can't actually decide to do that. Milestone's been trying to relaunch for years now. They just settled out of court with Dwayne McDuffie's estate. So they dropped the Milestone Returns #1 issue in like October. I ain't read it because I still don't believe it's actually coming back. And I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a tease.
So who is Icon?
Well, I thought that. Well, I mean, personally, I had thought they had merged DC because I mean, like I know in Young Justice they have icons in Young Justice, but for only like a brief second. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know,
as much as they got away with. DC does have more rights for television for Static. So that's how they were able to get away with showing a bit more Static. But Milestone's an independently owned company. The Milestone deal is legendary because they got a big 2-comic company to distribute their books while maintaining their independence. And I too would love another shot at Green Lantern.
Yeah. John Stewart, though, man, just give me John. That's all. Hal had a shot.
There's so many caveats to give me John, though. Like I need him to do like when they rolled in and put Ryan Coogler on Black Panther, because this year is the first time in 50 years since John Stewart was created that they'll have a black writer in Jeffrey Thorne.
Nice.
So I have like essays, links of feelings about how John Stewart has been handled, and I wouldn't want him to be brought to the.
Well, how has he been handled? What is the 411?
The short of it is, when John Stewart came on the scene at his first issue, Green Lantern 78, Denny O'Neil came in and gave you like this black guy who was unapologetically black. First issue, he stops a cop from picking on somebody who was just existing while black. Then exposes a corrupt politician. Then, like, as he goes on, they sort of pushed him, and he was an architect, as opposed to like them 4 acceptable black archetypes. Then, as the story went on, it seems like writers went out of their way to make John Stewart fit stereotypes. So he wasn't originally a Marine. We know him as a Marine now.
Yeah.
But armed service members like a type of acceptable blackness. They used John Stewart between like 2006 and 2012 during Jeff Johns' legendary Green Lantern run. They used John to do all the dirty work. So like he killed the Living Planet Green Lantern. He snapped another Green Lantern's neck. His failure on whatever that planet was when there was a yellow bomb, completely out of character. Cosmic Odyssey, though, was like the defining one issue, completely changed his character. Whereas if somebody wrote a Batman issue out of character, people just be like, yo, that's not Batman. We're not going to stick with that. That was a one-off. Something like that happens to the black dude. They're like, yo, this is what it is. Justice League show handled him the best, and they had Dwayne McDuffie in the writer's room.
Okay, so that's promising then, if he was in the writing room.
Dwayne McDuffie passed in 2010.
Hey, RIP to Dwayne McDuffie.
Dwayne McDuffie, a legend. He was one of Milestone 5, so he was one of the people that started Milestone. He was head writer on Ben 10 Alien Force.
Donna Bino, what's up?
Oh, I'm in the show now.
You live. You're live.
Cool.
Yeah, it's one of those like if you look up Dwayne McDuffie, see the work he's put in the industry, you're gonna be like, I love this guy. And you're gonna get to the end of the page and be like, oh, he passed. I'm hurt.
And he was in the game for how long?
Approximately 20 years. He was 40 when he passed.
Oh wow, jeez.
Yeah.
Man, what?
That's young. Where did he die from?
Heart attack. I don't know what the underlying conditions were.
Man.
Stress of white people, dog. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, 20 years game. That's pretty good.
But man, live action DC movie that I would want to see. Another weird thing about me in DC is actually this is me in Big Two Comics period. Like I don't care that much about the old guard. Where I'm like, they've had 700 issues, 70 years to get this right. Let's pass the buck. So I would love to see a movie about Robin becoming Nightwing. I would love to see a movie about Wally West transitioning to Flash. I would love to see them do Earth 2, but that would probably maybe be like a mini HBCU series. I mean, HBO. Shout out HBCUs.
Yeah, shout out HBCUs.
Aggie Pride.
Pride, you know.
But yeah, Earth 2 was when DC relaunched in 2011. This dude Tom Taylor rewrote, Tom Taylor's also the person who wrote Injustice 2 plus the Injustice comic book. And in Earth 2, like they start with the death of Bruce Wayne, Diana Prince, and Clark Kent is assumed dead. You find out he's alive, and so they're like, right away, right now, right here, we are starting with new heroes, and a bunch of crazy stuff is going to happen, and the stakes are always high. And that will be fire.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Super interesting. High stakes are always like, yeah, I'm here for that. I've got 2 honorable mentions for some characters. I've got a buddy of mine. Shout out to Dennis. He says he wants to see Dr. Fate and Question on the big screen. And he says Dr. Fate, he'd like to see some type of spiritual action thriller style story told. And for Question, he'd like to see the detective conspiracy style story. So, and I'm not too familiar with these characters, but I mean, they look, from what I've seen, they look pretty good.
I don't normally touch magic in comics. If it came out cool, I'd probably watch it if it was good, but magic got weird rules. The way Dr. Fate works is there is an ancient Egyptian wizard whose presence is in the helmet, and the person who is bonded to the helmet is forced to be Dr. Fate. They may or may not have their free will, depending on their relationship with said wizard. Dr. Fate was in season 1 of Young Justice.
Oh yeah. The helmet played a big part in that. At the Young Justice.
So I guess he's like another Doctor Who. Sounds like how Doctor Who can be a different person every now and then.
No, because the wizard is not. So the wizard of the helmet is not so kind.
It's villainous.
Yeah, I know. In Young Justice,
Pretty cool though.
the current person wearing it in Young Justice is was it Zatanna's father?
Yes, and she makes that deal with Dr. Fate in the comics.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Zatanna movie. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
Zatanna.
Yeah.
Zatanna is so you're gonna look it up. Zatanna the magician.
Yeah.
Her spells is she just says words backwards.
Or just like a lead up to the Dark Justice.
So what type of character is this? She's a magician?
Yeah, she's like a sorceress magician who does her spells in backward wording.
Oh.
Yeah. And she grew up with Bruce too, so she knows Bruce.
Bruce Wayne. The Bruce Wayne?
Yeah. But she didn't know he was Batman until like later, but they kind of had passings together.
All right.
Also,
Who is this side by side? Okay.
and I'd like them to bring back Constantine again because I think I don't know, Keanu might come back. I'm not sure if that's greenlit or
Keanu.
I know this art style. Yeah.
But I did like the guys because they did like a short run at NBC, like 12 episodes, I think it was.
I think it lasted longer than that. I think it was only on NBC for a limited time, but then they switched networks.
Because I would like them to do this for like HBO Max and just get rid of the CW verse forever.
I'm with the CW verse for what it is. I don't watch a ton of it, but like the fun style, they got a brand.
Yeah. It's like
well, the new Superman looks kind of cool. I mean, it looked like it looked better than Smallville's type of CG back in the day. I enjoyed it.
CW now is just like a soap opera. But like, yeah.
I've seen the Flash. I mean, the Flash was pretty good. The first two seasons were like top quality.
I watched Flash through like season 4, and then I was like, oh, time travel again.
Yeah. Once they started introducing like when did he come back as he was all messed up? He was like a weird version of Barry.
Oh, his clone for the
Salvatore was
that was before.
I was like, I was done with that. After that, I was like, this is done.
They had bad pseudoscience, and the engineer in me kept going, no, that's not how that works. And so this is like a particular Flash thing I have all the time. They invented the Speed Force so that they wouldn't have to explain science because a lot of stuff doesn't make sense. And if you're working a Flash story and something wild happens, you say Speed Force and you keep it pushing. Like this man Wally showed up in high school and was like, I designed a whole sustainable engine that runs on thorium, and this is my project to get into grad school. And I was like, yo, where's your PhD? This in high school on your free time. Yeah, this is not a high school side project. I'm sorry.
Same way about Cisco too.
Yeah, that man Cisco Ramon should have been paid a lot more than he was.
I know he be coming up with some crazy stuff, and I'm like, why are you still? Are you work? And this is what I don't never get about these shows. Are these people working for free? Like, who's paying the bills? Like, it's just like I know that Wells, like in the first season, they donated. Like he got all that stuff donated to him. But I mean, like, is there some $1 billion account that like keeps that place running? And like, like
Wells, he never got his name clear. Like the original H.G. Wells. He never got his name clear.
Oh, because the Zoom took over?
Yeah, Zoom took over, and he was just like,
I forgot about Zoom.
Wells now.
Yeah.
So like the original H.G. Wells, man, he's just died and forgotten.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. It'd be like
he died so long ago.
You can't go back in a time stream and try to fix it because that didn't work out that well in season 2 or season 3 or season 4.
Yeah.
Does anybody know who the villain is now?
I think they've had a couple of different versions of Wells now.
Just more Wells? Okay. Because I think I stopped after the Savitar thing.
Who, Wells? Oh, yeah, Wells did.
No, I stopped when
they were looking for a good version of Wells, and they found like a hipster Wells, and they found like a Wells that was a megalomaniac, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I stopped when their so-called daughter came from the future. I think that was the last season I watched.
Yeah, that was one of the last ones I watched.
Daughter came from the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Barry and Iris's daughter. She's another speedster. And then she just came.
Of course. Must have been season 4 or something.
Dude, like I said, I feel you on these CW shows. I mean, Arrow got to the same point where, like the first 2 seasons of Arrow were like really dark, really good, like gritty. Like, he was going around hurting people. And then after a while, it became that soap opera. Like, I don't
I
kill
don't need
anymore.
everything
Yeah.
gritty.
Yeah.
I don't need everything gritty, but they got a brand in the audience, and I'm like, yo, keep running with it.
Yeah. But that Green Arrow, man, I mean, like, I think the last good season was Deathstroke. I like that version of Deathstroke. It was a good episode. Like, I enjoyed that Deathstroke more than I enjoyed the Titans Deathstroke.
Didn't watch Titans. Haven't watched Titans.
It might need another rewatch because I only watched that second season once, but I was not too impressed with that Deathstroke. Not at all.
What was wrong with him?
He was just like, he didn't feel threatening at all. He just like, I felt threatened by the Arrow. Like, he felt more menacing. He felt like he was around every corner. You know what I mean? And this Deathstroke, he was just like, I'm out for revenge. I'm out for blood. Like, and then he just, I don't know. It was just such a weird, I don't know. It was just, he didn't have that, like, I don't know. He just didn't have that Deathstroke, like, I don't even know the skill level wasn't there for me. It wasn't just like, I don't know.
Was it the way they wrote the character or just the casting? Or
No, the casting was good. It was just the way they wrote the character and how they presented him in that season. And it just felt so weird. Like, yeah, he killed. Oh, well, spoiler alert. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys who need to watch it, but
yeah, you ain't spoiling me.
but like, yeah, I guess he killed like Aqualad. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it looks good, but like,
it looks something out of like Jason X.
It does. Jason.
Like, I didn't mind the casting or any of that stuff. It's just the way it just like.
Wait, was that Josh Brolin? Who was that played him?
And then Robin didn't even have his. That's the biggest thing too. And then like Robin, like he like burnt his Robin suit, and then he didn't like he literally didn't wear that costume at like that was like their biggest marketing thing. Oh, he's in the Robin guy outfit. He's gonna be like on his own. He barely put that costume on.
I think that show had to go there though. Like when you start with a 17-year-old Robin, Nightwing gotta be coming soon.
Yeah, but then we didn't get there were so many opportunities where we were like, okay, we're gonna get Nightwing this episode, get Nightwing, and then he didn't. Finally, he turned into Nightwing like dude. It was God, I don't know. Maybe I just got to go back and rewatch it. But I
wouldn't be. I haven't watched this show, but like I'm not. There's so much good content out there now. I'm not really in the business of going back and rewatch something I didn't bang with.
Yeah.
Like, I know I didn't like the first season of Umbrella Academy, and people were like, "Yo, go watch season 2; it's better." And I'm like,
"Same here. I didn't." Yeah,
it could very well be better, but I'm not gonna give it my time.
Where are you pulling your content from now? Is it all streaming or a mix of streams and comics? Or what?
Yeah, mix. I'm into story, and so whatever the best medium for the story is, I get it. So I stream. Since I'm at my parents' crib, they have cable, which Disney Channel or Disney XD rather, they got a legit cartoon lineup right now. That new DuckTales is the shit.
Oh yeah, we're talking about that.
Yeah, Owl House is like Harry Potter but cooler. Started watching Amphibia, and I was like, "Yo, Disney got a legit lineup."
What's that?
So Owl House girl supposed to be going to summer camp, ends up on the Boiling Owls, an island full of witches, and ends up going to witch school. Amphibia girl listens to her bully best friend complicated relationship on her birthday, and this Thai girl ends up in this land with anthropomorphic reptiles.
Oh man.
And there's newts, toads, and frogs. The frogs are like farmers. The newts have a kingdom, and the toads have an army. Shenanigans ensue. She learns about friendship and how she should be living her life. Should have been living her life, and how some of your friends ain't really your friends.
Like the bully?
Like the bully.
All right. I recently read The Last Ronin. I don't know how new that story is, but it was pretty cool.
Which one's that? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's new. That's only issue 1. IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is one of my favorite comics. I actually got an article coming out in panel by panel this week where like
Oh,
Turtles
shout
was
out.
one of my favorite comics of 2020.
Mm.
It's like the definitive run for me now. They're 113 issues in, so you can start at 101 or you can start at 1. But Bobby Curnow, the editor, was a fan of the 80s comic. The head writer for the first 100 issue, Tom Waltz, was a 2003 cartoon fan, which is where I was the only Turtles that I liked. And then Kevin Eastman, the creator, was a story consultant, and so like they all bought different things people like from different Turtles. Consistently, one of my favorite comics since I picked it up in 2013. It crosses like every single genre. They got horror storylines, space storylines,
Oh,
mutant storylines, secret government agent storylines, ninja, of course.
Power Rangers.
There's actually a TMNT Power Rangers crossover comic. So
I love that. Yeah, I love that Power Rangers in space back in the early 2000s when they had that live action Turtles show for a short while, and they introduced the female turtle with the purple with the I think it was either a light purple she had. I forgot what she had, but
yeah, not a lot of people like that. The Turtles recently, at the end of 2019, though, they introduced a fifth female turtle, and that introduction was legit because she was like there for 50 issues, and then boom, all of a sudden she's a turtle.
How do you read this? How do we read this if we're behind on the turtle stuff? Any websites or any?
It's probably websites out there, but you know, I'm not going to endorse that on our public YouTube channel. What I do endorse is the IDW collection. So IDW puts out these hardcovers, and in the hardcovers, because you'll have like the Turtles main series, every now and then they'll do what's called a micro series or a special tie-in series. If you buy the IDW collection, they put the micro series inside the collection where it goes in chronological order.
Oh, I see. Volume 1. I do Volume 1, Volume 2. There's book 1 of 13.
1 or volume 2, or is it 1 of 13? The IDW
1 of 13.
collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is that. Okay.
Yeah, I think one of the storylines, like Donnie almost got killed because his shell got cracked.
Happened. That was wild.
Yeah. By Rocksteady, I think it was, or both by Bebop and Rocksteady. It was like
cracked his shell with a hammer.
Man. Well, you can't get it hardcover, but you can do a Kindle for $24.99. What is that? Some Kindle, $20. Trying to get me right there.
all right. I must share their website for a second.
Yeah, let's see what this.
See IDW.
Oh,
look up TMNT IDW collection.
So who's this? So who's that turtle? Who's that? Who's the last brother? Who's the?
Janika, she was. So man, I'm trying to explain this minus like by giving you as little story as possible. She was with the Foot Clan, and
she's a turtle with the Foot Clan.
She was a human with the Foot Clan.
Oh.
And she almost dies, and then somehow she's going to become a turtle. That's the least spoilery way I can tell you about that.
And I find that out in issue 1 of Ronin. Do I have to read the other previous turtle?
Ronin, after Tom Waltz hopped off the main series, you can just read Ronin. There's only 1 issue out. It's going to be a 6-issue miniseries. Tom Waltz is off the main, but this is a story Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird wanted to do since like the 80s, and they didn't get a chance to. And Tom Waltz is a better writer anyway, so Peter Laird actually came back to Turtles for the first time since he sold it, and they're working with Tom Waltz to tell this story about far-flung future. There's only 1 turtle left. The rest of the turtles died.
Who's that 1 turtle though?
I can't tell you, but the part of the first issue is supposed to be you trying to figure out which turtle it is. I think their letterer screwed up because their letterer gives it away in their stream of consciousness bubble by using colors for the different turtles.
Yeah.
They should.
So basically it's a mystery on the last Ronin, so to see who the last turtle is.
The end of the first issue they reveal
There you
it, but
go.
they make it sort of a mystery. You're supposed to know the turtle's dialogue and try to guess, but I'm like, oh, the letterer just told me with this colored bubble.
I feel like Mikey. I feel like if it was anything, I would want it to be Mikey, because he's always the goofball, and to see him be like broken all the way to where, and he's serious, and he's like, because sometimes I feel like he's like he has the nunchucks, but just to see him able to like use it, because obviously this last run he's using all the other turtles' weaponry, correct?
Yeah, you can see the stick here, the sword.
Yeah. So that would be, I mean, to see him use all of that'd be awesome, and to see him be more mature, I mean, that would be, I don't know.
Yeah,
that would be.
Artwork in this was amazing too. It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Just a little preview. We ain't gonna show much.
So what's the other one that we were just talking about? That's not part of the Ronin
main series. So there's a main comic series.
Okay, gotcha.
It started in 2011. And Turtles gets several reboots. There's been 4 cartoons, live action TV show, movies.
Yeah.
Is that
the definitive run?
Yeah, the Nickelodeon one was pretty good. Not the one now,
So
but a few years back.
So so the comic book series that we were just talking about, what run is that? How many issues are we in on that one?
We are at 113 now.
And then
but you can, if you wanted to jump in late and sort of just pick up where they are, you can start at 101, but you miss a lot of shenanigans.
I want to read the shenanigans, but my question is, part of this, so this series right here, that new series where the human turtle, where's she come in? Is she throughout the entire series, or is this something brand new that's just...
The character is introduced as a human in issue 50 to 53-ish and becomes a turtle right before 100.
And we see all this, or is this flashbacks in the current?
See it.
Oh, okay. And so this is the female one, the female turtle that we see.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Okay, gotcha. All right, cool. Why would you want to become a turtle? I don't get it.
She didn't want to. That's why you gotta read to figure
out. Dun 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 dun. Shredder. Did Shredder turn into a turtle against her will?
No, but
is Shredder even big of a threat in the series, or is it like the aliens and stuff like that?
All of it. That's what I'm saying about turtles. All of it. There's Shredder and the Foot Clan. Early on, they become more relevant. The other gangs in New York. There is the aliens, so the Triceratons, the Utroms, Krang.
Yeah.
There is the Earth Protection Force, which is like a government agency that it's led by somebody who feels like he needs to kill the turtles to prove he's not a crackpot. There is, when Donnie almost died, he ended up with a robot clone, Metalhead, and Metalhead is like a unfeeling, logic-driven being.
That you fight that character in Turtles in Time, right?
Yeah, so they do Turtles in Time. They do Turtles in Time as like a side story.
Oh, do they? Cool.
There's a time, not a time lord, a time something. Her name is Renette. She sends the turtles through time twice. Bebop and Rocksteady end up going through time.
Oh man, in that awesome Super Nintendo game that we got, that was great.
Cool thing about Turtles, or about this series, it pulls from all areas of Turtles lore. Like Turtles in Time was the first time the Turtles ever time traveled.
Yeah,
it is in this comic. In the original comics, the parody comics, all the Turtles had red headbands. For 5 issues, all the Turtles wear red headbands, and they give you a reason before they all switch to colored. The Protection Force is from the 2003 series. Of course, Shredder's an original. Krang is from the 80s cartoon, and they find a way to make it all fit
within this new series, this new run.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
So basically, this new run that's about 150 something issues just basically just pulls every single lore, every single thing we've seen in the past, we grew up with, and just put it in this puts like kind of like the MCU, just brings it in a streamlined, just nice package.
Yeah.
Interesting, dude. I kind of want to read it now.
Yeah.
I remember.
I'm sold, like especially after reading the last Ronin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
But you also said there's these micro series that are not within that main line, so I have to go and read those. Like they're like, so here's the main line, and then they're split off like that type of thing.
Yeah,
so kind of like that.
Typical. Okay. It's typical, which is why I recommend getting the hardcover collections because, like through the first 20 issues, they wanted to have single issues to get to know a character better without interrupting the story. So it'll be like micro issue Donatello. Each of them got one.
Gotcha.
But the micro issue fits between issues 7 and 8, let's say. When you buy the hardcover, it'll be like 1, 2, Leonardo, 4, 5, Raphael, wherever it fits in. So you don't have to try to go back and find. Because if you're reading as it comes out, you just know like, oh, this month both of these came out.
Yeah.
If you're not, and you're buying like 2 different trays, you're trying to line them up. So the hardcover says, we did that work for you. Just
gotcha.
Cover to cover, you're good.
But if I buy these hardcovers, does it cover all? Like, do I get all those micro?
Yes.
Like all, like any. I don't have to go searching for any little extra. Is everything?
Anything.
Okay, but unless I want to read like the Ronin, obviously that's something that's kind of like a different different.
Yeah, it's different and it's current. Yeah.
Okay.
But
the Turtles in Time, the Turtles in like space, and that's all.
Casey
okay, gotcha.
April is in there.
Okay.
Shredder and Hell is in there. Secret History of the Foot Clan is in there.
Okay.
Turtles Ghostbusters is in there because that actually is relevant. Which
what about Batman? I know there's a Batman one. I saw that on my DC.
DC wouldn't let IDW just cook with that. Nope. DC would never. Ghostbusters is also owned by IDW, so you can read just the main series and get the gist. And so I'm not a Ghostbusters fan, so I didn't pick up TMNT Ghostbusters while the series was out. And then once I picked up the hardcover, I was like, oh, this is actually hella relevant.
But is that included in that in the volume though? Oh, okay, good. Okay.
I would have never picked it up if it wasn't in the volume, and I got it, and I was reading, and I was like, oh, this is relevant.
Okay. And how many volumes we got? We got 13. You said that's pretty much all the way up until about recent year.
Yeah. 13 gets you through 100, I believe.
Okay, so we're still. And how many in each volume? How many issues we looking at? 10 maybe. Plus micro.
10 of the main series plus like 4 to 5 micro.
Okay. All right, cool. Might have to go scoop some of these up.
Yeah, so speaking of these turtles, which one is y'all's favorite turtle?
I was always a Donnie person. Yeah, Donnie. Yeah.
Donatello and Leonardo.
Yeah. Especially remember what's that fighting game? Remember that fighting game on Super Nintendo? When you get Donnie, he's doing that. I used to spam people with that little stick twirling thing where you were just twirling in there. Oh man. Yeah, it was like a Street Fighter for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. None of y'all guys played that?
I remember the game.
I believe it existed. It was the 80s. That's what they did with everything.
I remember the Manhattan Project.
Was that's the regular Nintendo, right?
Yeah, Manhattan and then the Turtles in Time for the Super.
Man, Turtles had some quite a few games. They've all on every generation. Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
They were in arcades. They had to be
in the arcades, yeah. Well, I know Donovan knows, but there's a bar here called Cobra Bar, arcade bar, and they had that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. You know, I think that might be the Turtles in Time one. Yeah, when you're in the apartment, it's on fire in April. You got to jump out and everything like that. That first level. So.
Yeah, I always like Michelangelo and Raphael.
Yeah, no, Raphael's a douche.
He's misunderstood, man. Come on.
Might be playing too much.
goes through showing you why rap is so misunderstood. Like again, they put everything
Oh man,
in line in a
I
box.
gotta pick this up tomorrow, bro.
Yeah. What about Mikey? What's his line looking like?
They spend time on all the turtles. So like if I had the quick type pass, Raphael, when the turtles get mutated, gets separated from the turtles. And so he spends like 15 months alone or with Casey Jones. He got issues. Michelangelo.
Yo,
I remember like in the original combo, like Casey Jones was like legit like psychopath.
Yeah, this Casey Jones is more put together.
Okay, because
Um,
yeah, the original Casey Jones is like yeah.
Then Michelangelo. Oh, another slight spoiler, not really. The turtles in this version are reincarnated versions of Hamato Yoshi, who is Splinter's sons from feudal Japan. So they actually were teenage Japanese people, and then they got reincarnated as turtles. Then those turtles got mutated.
oh wow, that's a
So-
lot.
So they're reincarnated as turtles.
Okay.
And how did they know this? How did we figure this out? How did they tell this? Like
Because Splinter, when he gets mutated, he remembers. That's why he takes the turtles in. Like he's like, "Oh, I got my memory."
Do they still tie in the ooze with Matt Murdock's?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
That was parody stuff, and also if you do that, it becomes right stuff. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was originally a parody of like 4 different comics, including Daredevil and Dark Knight.
That's interesting.
So Michelangelo is always, I would say he keeps them grounded in their humanity, because if Mikey didn't have to do any of this ninja crap, he wouldn't. He would just go hang out, shoot the breeze. He speaks Japanese, which is why about the reincarnation thing, and he's the youngest. Leo's the oldest, and he grew up in training to be a samurai. So Leo, always stoic, always serious, always thinking what they gotta do. Donatello is a tinkerer. Logic works first, which is why for the longest time Donatello doesn't believe in this reincarnation mumbo jumbo, because he's like, that's not science. And then they'd be like, dude, you're a freaking talking turtle. He's like, yeah, because of science.
Oh man. All right. Yeah. So we got something to look forward to here with these turtles. I need the hard copies, man. I need the physical. I need them in my hand.
Man, I can't find them, man. It's like even on Amazon, it's all Kindle. They ain't doing no hard copies.
I'm not here for the digital copy. I need something physical.
I bet you if you look for this hard copy, because this thing was probably released so long. Yeah, it came out in 2015. At least the first volume came out in there. So I bet you if you go on eBay, I bet you these things are selling for all kind of craziness.
I own them all, but they're at my crib in Washington. Well, I own 1 through 11. I still got to pick up 12 and 13.
Okay.
Oh man.
Let's see what we got. Oh no, you got 21 bids on it. Yeah, you can get this hard. Oh wow, the volume 6 is going for $45. People watching this stuff. Oh, you can buy 1 through 6 right now for $340 on eBay.
What? I didn't even know I had collector's editions like this.
That's what it was.
It's more money.
Yeah, this is
you sitting on some cash there.
Well, because they just like, yeah, I mean, the way you talking about it right now, it makes people want to be like, oh man, let's see what we got. And now, like I'm looking at it right now, you can't even buy these anymore. It got 17 watchers on this one too. The one that has the collection 1 through 6, the hard copy. Wow. Yeah, you sitting on some money, man. You probably sell your 1 through 11 you said you have?
Yep.
Price,
and then
price. Sell that for $1,000.
Yeah. And some of these are signed. Some of these are signed, and then like my 1 through 5 are signed, and my volume 3, one of the artists on the series at one point, and the Secret History of the Foot Clan, Mateus Santaluco, did a sketch on my inner cover of 3, so it's probably up value there as well.
Dog, you probably looking at 1,000. You probably looking at a couple G's right now.
ain't been
You know, I would keep it forever though. You know,
Yeah, I
at
would
least
keep
until the series run ends and be like, hey, I got all these issues. Boom.
Oh yeah,
That's
I mean the hardcore. I found one on Penguin Random House. They've got the entire collections. Volume 1 is going. The hardcover is going for $50. So 50.
Penguin Random House is legit. That's a publishing company. So if you end up ordering there, you'll get it.
Let me show y'all this in case y'all are interested. Gumbo.
Nah, I'm not. I ain't willing to spend that much, but I probably end up, find some way to read it on.
I want to go the digital route.
Yeah, digital route.
Hardcover, $50.
Yeah, or like if conventions come back, you might get a deal.
Oh yeah,
Not a deal.
Luke, so what else you reading? We got Turtles, man. I didn't realize that's a sleep one, right? I didn't think Turtles was that good.
Volume 13, 60. Okay.
Volume 13. That's the first one with.
Oh, that's the female.
Yep.
Okay, so she's the one that's turned in. She's the human that turned into a turtle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Against her will.
Yeah, I remember when that issue was coming out. I tried to get it, but that shit sold out.
Yeah. So she's a yellow head. So whatever. So you know what turtle I'm talking about. Back in the live action, they had that turtle who was like the teal, light blue type of chick,
and she was named after a piece of artwork that wasn't well received by a lot of people, and so they were like, if we're going to introduce a fifth turtle who is a female, then we have to distance from the character people hated as much as possible.
But don't get me wrong, that live action though, man, you can't beat those turtle suits like that, man. Oh, hey.
I would love to see a next gen video game for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Give us that.
Me too.
I'm here.
I bought that other one, that last one that was kind of 4 players on PlayStation, I believe.
With that, it had that
cell shading
art style to it, right?
Yeah, cell shade. Yeah, that was pretty good. I like that one.
Wow, yeah, but pretty much each one of these is $60 a pop, except for the first volume.
If you ever need to play some rent, you know what I mean? You need some money, quick cash, you just throw that on eBay. You got yourself a couple G's.
Word.
You know,
man. But yeah,
that's an investment right there.
Yeah, but we're about an hour in. So
yeah.
Any last words? Last input on all this DC stuff? And
DC. Oh, another DC character would be like to see Lobo. That'd be pretty cool.
What with the logo?
Lobo.
A bounty hunter.
Yeah. With the motorcycle.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool TV show.
Yeah, like I said, like they should like
TV show. I need a miniseries because it would get similar to the CW, where after a while,
no, like the HBO Max style, like just each character has like 10 episodes,
and
then
gotta
you
get
introduce
Daredevil
them
Punisher
to like the DCU.
Yeah, Lobo would be dope, man.
Yeah, Space Dolphins, that'd be cool.
Space
Dolphins.
Yeah,
what is that?
What's what?
I don't know what Space Dolphins is. My DC knowledge is minimal, y'all can tell.
But DC comic you should be reading right now when you ask Wilson, reading N.K. Jemisin and Jamal Campbell's Far Sector, Black Woman, Green Lantern, 12 issue miniseries, 9 in.
Let me see, Far Sector.
Yes. JPM.
I got Far Sector.
No superhero has ever had as much drip as Joe Mullier.
How many issues you got? You said Far Sector.
9. It's not on issue 9 or 12.
Okay, so right now on because I got that DC Infinite, and they're up to issue 6 on here, so I can read those for free. So if you got DC Infinite, you can get Far Sector up to issue 6 that came out back in June of last year.
Yeah, I think there's like a 6 issue delay. Just Google image that joint because you just need to see.
It's good. I'm looking at it right now. This is great.
And N.K.
I'm gonna put that
Jemisin,
in.
several times World Fantasy Award winner, Broken Earth trilogy, City We Became, all that good jazz.
This looks pretty good. Far Sector.
Okay. Okay. I just read the Green Lantern Earth 1 issue. Or not issue, but the little hardcover. Now that they put some of this stuff on DC Infinite. I thought that was a kind of a cool take. I kind of didn't like the idea of anybody can just throw on the ring. That aspect of that Earth 1 Green Lantern, where they were just like anybody can just grab a ring and just put it on and start using it and all willy nilly. I didn't like that
because it's willpower. I get it.
Yeah. But I understood the concept of it, and I enjoyed it a little bit. You gotta I didn't find this Hal Jordan annoying like I find the other one. The main line Hal Jordan could be a little cocky and a little annoying to me. But that's why I enjoyed that new 52 a little bit, where Sinestro he lost his ring, and Sinestro kind of gave him his ring back, and Sinestro was like, "Did you not learn anything?" And he's like trying to teach Jordan, like, did all your Green Lantern, you could do so much more with it. He's like, I didn't know you could do that. And it's just like, how. God, I hate that character.
That's pretty cool. All right, Far Sector. Check that out too. It's good content, man. I'm excited about this, especially Turtles.
Yeah, me. Yeah, I definitely. That Turtles, you got me all excited about that. I'm gonna, as soon as we get off this stream, I'm gonna try to see if I can find me that hardcover issue and just
50
knock it out.
Oh, $50. Yeah, Question. My buddy Dennis, who mentioned Question's character, I'm gonna look into him too.
Question is the first question. First question, the second question. First question was also on Justice League Unlimited. Question is a detective who wears a mask that hides their face. Both are Gotham police detectives. I think the second detective, who is Renee Montoya, is probably the more popular question. And that's like no superpowers, gritty detective noir. They just wear a mask.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's kind of up my alley there. Like a good detective story. That's all right. Yeah, man. So people watching, any last comments, any characters you'd like to see on the big screen, you can drop a comment real quick before we end tonight's stream.
What about any like DC storylines that you would like to see animated or even done live action? Anybody got anything they would like to see?
Yeah, I would just like to see the symbol of the Dark Justice.
Okay.
Let's see. DC storyline I would like to see animated.
Well, live action Dark Justice, not because
or live action, but animated. I would like to see them do Jeff Johns run on Green Lantern with slight tweaks to not shank John Stewart in the side. It's so weird because anything I say, I feel like gotta be Young Justice, because Young Justice is comic inspired, but also it streamlines a lot of stuff the way that 2011 Turtles run does, where I'm like, oh man, this is definitive in my mind now. Especially characters like Halo, who are trash in the comics and are like amazing in Young Justice. I would like to see the entire Jeff Johns Green Lantern saga. I would like to see them do Batman 0 Year. That sort of stands up on its own.
Yeah. I kind of like that run of Batman where Riddler and Joker are going at it a little bit when they in that new 52 run. I don't mind seeing that. The War of the Jokes and Riddles, Batman.
That sounds all right there.
Yeah, I like that one.
Court of Owls, I'd like to see animated. That'd be dope.
Yeah, Court of Owls is a decent run. I like to see them do Final Crisis.
Oh yeah.
That was my entry point, the comics. So it's got a particular place. But Final Crisis is also the thing that makes it really smart are also the things that make it convoluted because there's a steep learning curve.
Is that after Identity Crisis?
Yes.
Yeah. Identity Crisis, I'm like 50-50 on. It was.
Yeah. So Identity Crisis it's like a in-between crisis. So your major crises, which the crises always involve the entire DC universe, is you have Crisis on Infinite Earths, which ended the Silver Age. You got Infinite Crisis. You have 52 / 1 year later, which skipped the whole universe a year. And then you've got Final Crisis. When I talk about my disgust with old heroes, I came into comics at a time where they were sort of phasing everybody out. Then Flashpoint and the New 52 happened, and they were like, psych. Like Wally West had been my Flash and never my Kid Flash since I started reading comics. And then in 2011, they were like, psych, here's Barry Allen, who's been dead your entire reading life. Bruce Wayne was no longer the main Batman. Your Green Lanterns were pretty much the same. Wonder Woman was taking more of a backseat, and former Wonder Girl Donna Troy was getting more shine, and they were like, yeah, we're going to back up.
I actually like that run of where Dick Grayson and Damian were Batman and Robin.
No, I call that run Dick Bad and Killer Robin. And
yeah.
Yeah,
I got all those issues too.
That is peak, and they cut that off at peak. I also so Final Crisis leads into the return of Bruce Wayne, and to me that closed the loop on Bruce Wayne. He comes to terms with the death of his parents. He realizes the first truth of Batman, quote unquote, is that Batman's always needed other people. And after Bruce Wayne has that, he can't go on being Batman the same way he is. So at that point, I was like, oh, I've had like enough Batman stories. The other ones can be good. Like I hear Tom King's run is really good, but I've just had enough. I've read Scott Snyder's run.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Snyder and Capullo.
Yeah. Which
I'm excited for this new Future Slate Batman where he's black.
Black
Batman?
State,
yeah.
Fox's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, Future State is interesting because it's a weekly event, and then they're going to go back to normal. But
they're going back to normal.
Yeah,
this is just not. This is happening, but it's not.
This
happening.
is a possible future.
Yeah,
they're testing the market, see how the audience receives it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think a problem with reverting to the oldest, they haven't. 2 months is not time to build an audience. Like you think Batman was selling 1 million copies issue 1.
Yeah.
And they revert to an audience that is aging all the time. And when the bottom falls out, they're not going to have much of a place to go, is what I feel like, if they don't start hard lining on. Got to start. Because like Bruce Wayne, we talk about Batman all the time. That 1940s ideal of a hero don't really work in 2020.
Yeah.
And you can try to change Bruce Wayne just enough where it's acceptable, or you can have Bruce Wayne pass the mantle in that way that is more acceptable, but they always choose the former.
Yeah. It's short-sightedness. Going with what they know. All right, yeah, man. Well, I think that about wraps it up.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So everybody, P Rich, got anything to plug in to promote?
No, nothing now. Nothing right now.
No, don't want to mention Save the Airwaves, huh?
Hey, we're gearing up to shoot a film at the end of February. Torto de Oro finally coming. It's been delayed a couple months just because that director got COVID, one of the lead actors got COVID, and so now everybody's kind of clearing up, and so hopefully we plan on shooting beginning of March, late February, beginning of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope they are fully recovered now.
Oh yeah, they got this they got them like back in January and December, and we just kind of been like, all right, well, let's use this time to plan even more. So, and hopefully by this time, a lot of people have gotten the vaccine, at least for our crew members anyway.
Okay, yeah. Donovan just got the vaccine
last week.
Oh, nice.
3 days ago.
Oh, cool.
How
you feeling? You got powers?
No, I'm still waiting.
That was supposed to happen December 21st. What you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's true. I was waiting for it too.
They said the world was supposed to end on the 21st.
I know, but there was an ongoing joke that all black people were going to get powers on December 21st. We're going to be flying around and doing all kind of stuff.
Instant
that was
transmission.
Yeah, which would have been crazy. Just all black folks.
I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
All right, Lou, you got anything to plug before we go?
My podcast come back next month, so hit the audio feed, the Power You in Fiction. So if we're doing like 3 months of What's Up Wednesdays, which is we talking to the current Turtles writer, like Green Lantern writer in February.
Yeah,
and we got some stuff pegged after that. We're gonna release at least What's Up Wednesday a month while we work on the next season and this audio drama that we're producing. So while those are in the works, we're gonna have one creator interview a month just so there's something in your feed.
Nice.
Yeah,
and they can check that out at Power of You Fiction Podcast.
Yep. Poyif.com, POYIF. We got a pretty good handle on the acronym. So if you search Poyif on Google, you'll find us. If you search Power If You Want Fiction, you'll find us.
On Spotify?
Yep, we're on Spotify.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, man, y'all check that out.
Podcast about fiction and its very real effects on our lives.
Yes, sir. Donnie, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
All right, man. Well, yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, checking us out, hanging with us. This is the Cookout Gumbo. Peace, love, and see you all next time.